The reason it's so hard to stick with the big habit changes in our lives is because we're not actually focused on the micro habits. Those are the beginning dominoes that knock down the harder goals that we're trying to accomplish in the future. So in this video, there are 6 micro habits I want to tell you that you can start today that don't take much effort at all and will put you in a significantly better position in tackling all those hard goals in the future. Habit number 1 is going for a 10-minute walk after every single meal. So most people's New Year's resolutions are based around fitness in general, but it's really hard to get in the mindset of being like, I need to tackle the gym, I need to figure this out and this out and this out. Just go for a 10-minute walk after every single meal. First of all, it will build momentum into you wanting to be more physical in general, but there's actual scientific benefits for feeling less lethargic after a meal because it suppresses glucose spikes, it helps with digestion. I noticed that when I would eat meals, go straight to my computer, straight to start working, I would feel sleepy and groggy and super delirious. But if I give myself a 10-minute walk, I feel way better and I feel like light. Like I feel like I almost didn't even eat a meal beforehand. Habit number 2 is such a modern habit, but nowadays we all have so many things that we have to do. We have so many tasks. So when we sit down, we'll get lost in the computer. We'll kind of be lost in the sauce. And something that should have maybe taken us 30 minutes of concentrated effort takes us maybe an hour. So when you sit down to work, wherever you're working, write down on a note the few tasks that you have to accomplish in the order that you're going to accomplish them. So for me, when I sit down, I have to do emails, I have to upload content, I have to edit, I have to script, and I have to design. It's a lot to do in one session a lot of times, but the reason I do a lot is because 3 or 4 of those things only take 5 minutes. For me to go through my emails every single day, it's only a few minute process. But when it's all scrambled together, I'm thinking about the next thing while I'm working on the thing, and it makes the thing take way longer. So write down everything on a piece of paper on your desk, what you have to do in order, and then just go through them one by one. That has helped my life a lot. It's reduced like an hour off of each of my work sessions. Habit number 3 is laying out all the clothes you're going to use the next day. I think more of us could look out a little bit better for our future selves. I do this a bit too much where I will grind all day and the next day be like, well, now I have nothing to do. Why'd you work so hard? Like, and then that day I do the same thing for my future self. I'm a little too concerned, but when it comes to the clothes, just lay out where you're going to wear in terms of the gym equipment. If you're someone who gets up in the morning and works out, I have to get up in the morning and I just look after my kid right away. So I just have my normal clothes, my inside clothes, and then I have my gym clothes on top of that. And my normal inside clothes, that's the clothes I wear all day anyways. I dress very, very minimal. Lay out your clothes the night before. The last 3 are a bit more practical. One has to do with that weird nighttime slowdown fatigue. Sometimes I feel like a bit lost, but then I'm looking at the time and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to bed soon, but now I started this project. I would end every night, first off, with any project, this is an extra one, cut off a project halfway. You don't need to finish a project. You gotta learn to not have to finish a project because it's also better for your future self the next day when you wake up. You feel like, oh, I already know what part of this to jump into. You don't have like a completely new thing to tackle. I think it's actually a really good thing to just stop right in the middle of a task. So the next day it's easier to get into that task, but that's not even the habit. The habit is cleaning 10 minutes before you go to bed. So cleaning for 10 minutes, listen to some good music, some jazz. It's actually really relaxing. I think a lot of people would argue the opposite, but if you can build that habit, it's like this peaceful way of winding down the night. Plus it reduces stress for your future self the next day because your house is cleaner. It makes it easier to work. 10 minutes a day in your house will probably be clean forever. Like that's all you really need. This one's kind of random. It feels like it probably pertains more to me, but no, I think anyone should do this. Mindless doodling or something mindless. You can even write mindlessly, but when I'm sitting at my desk, I think we're all meant to be creators overall, and we should be creating all the time, no matter what that is. But sometimes I feel like we don't get a chance to pull the fabric of the essence of our artistic selves out ever. Like I think there's very little we do on a daily basis. So sitting there and just doodling and drawing something, I think it's kind of like journaling as well. You can do that instead, but it's finding out what's underneath all of this, not just the surface. And when I draw, I start drawing random things that I haven't thought about in years. Or if I'm writing, I write about things I haven't thought about in years. And I feel like it's an easier way to get our creative selves to the surface when the world tries so hard to suppress it. The last micro habit is very straightforward and very practical. I also think it'll help a lot of us get into our fitness journey better, even though I've been pretty good with it for the last 2 years. But go on Amazon and buy one of these door frame hanging bars. put it somewhere in your house, and every time you walk by, just hang there. Hold onto the bar. It's so good for your back. It reverses a lot of damage that sitting does as well. It's very hard to hang for a long time. So even like 10 seconds is fantastic. If you can just do that throughout the day. And as you do it, maybe you could learn how to do a pull-up here and there. And a pull-up is legitimately one of the best exercises you can do. I still think it's a better exercise than 95% of the stuff in the gym that I do on a consistent basis. So having a pull-up bar, having a dip bar, this is actually what got me into fitness. I got the pull-up bar first. I was just hanging on it. I was doing a couple pull-ups in the morning. It was making me feel good. And I was like, okay, now I want to do some push-ups. So I ended up buying some parallettes, which are like these things that make your wrist feel better when you do push-ups on the ground. And then I ended up buying dip bars. And that literally was the start of my entire fitness journey. And I don't want to put that pressure on you. I'm just going to say, if you hang on a consistent basis, it's so good for your back, so good for your body. And it builds energy as well because it's movement in general. So all of these habits, in my opinion, if you can start implementing all of these, how can you be a loser in any way? You know, like how can you fail? You're just on a consistent, easy, simple high that gets you to the next level. And these have significantly made my life better, given me a lot of energy. And I think that momentum of energy is what allows you to do anything. Like I'm able to film a lot of videos. I'm able to go to the gym now consistently. I'm able to be a great dad, not to brag, that shows up on a consistent basis. And I really do think it's the micro habits that make you excited to tackle the bigger things. They're no longer like these arbitrary goals that are like, I need to get on that diet. I need to grind ahead. You just do the things that build momentum and you go, oh my God, the thing I want to do is the thing that I've always negated, the thing I didn't want to do in the past. So it helps. Okay, 6 micro habits. Hope this helps. Take care. See you in the next video.